Gonna be doing this is how I box the Hazuri mission. Obviously, I've already talked to the sewer gnome outside and gotten the mission. So I'm in here doing Brood Architect Hazuri. I'm up here by the Red Lord Arathis, the Red Lord Atathis, whatever his name is. I started all out up here so that everybody's together. Too much of a pain if I try and have my group all split up when I just have one up here to hail and start it up. So here we are, ready to go. My characters name 125 SK. As buffed right now, he's at like 730 some thousand hit points. I'm going to hit Unwavering Stance, and once mobs are in, I'll also hit Touch of Mortimus, which is going to put him just over 800,000 hit points when he goes Sword and Board with 13,000 armor class. A lot of lag, obviously, you can see where I'm at. And Gaga is a shaman who's sitting right there meditating right now. She she's got 767,000 hit points and 582 mana. I do use 3 mercenary healers for this. They're all on balanced, as you can see. I have for a lot of lag here. If they're on reactive, the way I do it, they're going to run out of mana. The I do it really, really slowly so that I don't overwhelm myself with ads. Right now, I'm primarily focused on just getting the coins so I can get all the augments. Once I've got them done, I might play around with it a bit more and try and work out ways to do it faster and then be able to put them on reactive because they're not spending so much time during the periods where it's doing the mana drain, they run out of mana. Even with them on balance, they're going to wind up pretty low on mana by the end of this. As you can see, name is out in front of everything because when this all first starts out, the ads are going to come from down here, and they come charging up. They get to him first. They stop here, start fighting him. Name's pet is on hold. Gaga's pet is on hold and also has Tauntaun. We got four ads. Those first 4 ads, I put Gaga's pet on the one bottom on my target list here, and it off tanks it. Once we get the first 3 dead, run down to where the dragon is down there, get set up right where I want to be, ready to go. Then I back off the pet. It's still on hold. I turn off taunt at that point as well. The mob comes down there. We kill it. Boss goes live, and we actually start the event. During this, I cast no dots or anything on the dragon other than Name will cast from time to time his Bond of Tatalros, however that's pronounced, which is just a life tap over time. And I will also on Lodalike cast the Swarm of Fern Flies, which is it's a very, very small dot, but it's a pretty decent damage shield. Once an ad comes up, the entire team goes off of the boss onto the ad, kills the ad, goes back to the boss. I take down every single ad until the very end. There'll be one last ad that as long as things are looking good, I'll just ignore that and get the dragon dead. About the only time I definitely dot anything is when the altered observers, which are the little eyeball floaty thingies, when those come up, I dot the shit out of them because they do a thing where you're not really stunned, but you can't cast. You can't get any spells off, so I want them dead as quickly as possible. And when we get 2 ads up, there'll be an altered and a Hazuri. I'll usually do some dotting then just to get them down a little quicker. I keep name sword and board the whole time just for safety's sake. I've done things where I've switched out back and forth between 2-hand and 1-hand. I also die a few times doing that, so I'd rather do it safely and get it done than die and have to start over, which then makes take longer, even though I could do it faster by doing the additional damage. So that's about all there is to it. Oh, the one other thing I'm going to do right now, a lot of lag, as you can see, has his buffs up. And it looks like I didn't save that lineup. I recently reinstalled EverQuest, so I lost certain things. And let me go ahead and save that really quick. This way, I've got two backup heals. Both of those heal the target's target, so I'm still on the boss or the ad. I can throw a quick heal from Lotalag if necessary. I generally don't have to, but I have them there. Why not use them if it's, have them memorized and be ready for it. So anyway, so that's about it. Like I said, we start out with the four ads. We kill three of them, move down, back the pet off so that that one comes down, kill it, and then we'll go into the main event. So let me say hello to the dragon here. Also, where I set up, the Red Lord never actually joins the fight, which is a nice little plus. Thank you for people that taught me that. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but want to give a special thanks to Sweeten and Linye, who went through this with me. We did it really slowly instead of burning it like we normally would do. That way, I was able to see kind of how all the mechanics went, which was nice and allowed me to figure out how to do this as a boxing. Okay, so Gaga's pet is now on and taunting the one she's supposed to be on, which is the bottom one. Everybody else is on the top one. Let me set this behind a name. No wonder he's dropping off top aggro and his pet's going on to it. There we go. Okay, so now we just slow and steady kill these. I do keep Reverie of Renewal, which is the shaman heal over time, up pretty much at all times, simply because it is a decent heal over time, and it's easy enough to keep it up and give Name that extra bit of healing. Don't do any kind of burns with this, other than, like I said, when the Altered Overseers are up, I do try and put a little more damage on those. When I get two, when I got a Hazuri and an Altered, if one of those is an Overseers, at that point I'll usually use Tyvol's Resolve and Visage of, I think it's Decay that I use. Sorry, Visage of Death is the one that I use on Name, just to do some extra damage and get that one dead. Because, like I said, they prevent casting, that can lead to death. Oops, you know what? It might help if I actually turned on auto fire. So yeah, I know some people think my screen's a bit busy. Sorry about that. That's just how I'm used to it and how I like it. One thing I do, and it's like this on all my tunes, as you can see over here on the left, it's saying my target's too close. I back off so it starts firing again. If I consider the mob, it goes in the same spot, and I can confirm that nope, it's no longer too close, because once it fills up the screen, you can't necessarily tell. Same thing happens if I face away. I can't see my target. I do the same thing. It's just a little thing I do to keep myself going smoothly. Just filling time, because like I said, this part goes kind of slow, and I wouldn't be able to use Cannibalize and get mana back that way, but I don't even cast dots at this point, just because I would rather not take the chance of screwing myself up and having issues with mana. Though, I mean, with spiritual channeling on the shamans, where I use hit points instead of mana, it probably wouldn't be an issue, but again, this is the way I've been doing it, so why mess with something that works well? Not sure if you heard Gina there letting me know the haunt was down, so I cast it again. I also have my own personal triggers which you'll probably hear them go off, Chaotic Blood Curse and Kryzad's Afflictions, what Gina calls it. Both of those are spells where once the initial one wears off, it automatically casts a follow-on dot. So I don't want to recast them too early, so I set up the trigger that lets me know once it's worn off to recast at that point, so I maximize my healing, or not healing, my damage from the shaman. Do the same thing with a lot of lag when I'm playing him as a shaman. Oops. Fuck. Sorry about that. I just accidentally put my pet on the Gaga's pet on the wrong mob. Attack. As you can see, I also then, with it taunting it, it managed to take it off of name and got it behind him so he wasn't hitting it, and that causes that to happen where they wind up in the wrong spot. I'm also going to go ahead and shrink since I didn't do it earlier. I'm just used to playing with everything shrunk, so it's habit for me. Just everything looks wrong when I'm full size with the trolls.
Top down.
A lot of lag has been my main for many years, and he's a halfling, so I got used to being small. Okay, as you can see, the last one is nearly dead. Alright, so we're going to run down here to the dragon. I've got both Gaga and Name now on auto follow. So right around here is where I'm going to set up, maybe a little bit further to the south, right in front of the dragon. Name out front. I put Gaga just a half a step behind him. Those two will basically not move at all. Name might have to move a little bit towards kind of where I am, or even where the mercs are kind of area. That's sort of a directionish. When we get ads, they may not come right to where we need them to be. The only one that I'll move around much at all will be Lodalag, simply because to stay in the auras, as well as not. Oh shit! Here I go talking, and Gaga's pet just got killed. Oops. So that's not a big deal. It doesn't put out that much damage, and it doesn't off tank other than this part of the beginning. Yeah, I move him around to make sure I stay in the auras, as well as, and that could be why it wasn't slowed. I stay in the auras so I don't get charmed, but I also stay back far enough that I can use my bow. Where I'm set up here has the advantage of not being far enough out that the Red Lord comes and joins the fight. Back to where I want him. I moved him a bit there. Should be alright. He'll also have to turn, so he will be showing his back to the dragon at points, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, while this is close to death, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do this throughout the fight too. If I think about it, I'm refreshing my temp buff, the unwavering stance, and the touch of Mortimus, just so I keep him at maximum hit points. Alright, that's dead. Now here we are about to do the boss. First thing I do before anything else is obviously get it slowed. Now I'm going to hit my Aureate's Bane on everything. Turn on my bow as I go by. Okay. So now everything is as it's going to be for the remainder of the fight. Except Name was a little bit far back and was not getting aggro. There we go. Now we've got, basically this is where we're going to remain for the whole fight. First ad. So that's a what, 87%, give or take. It's now slowed. You can see I can't range it from there, but those binding aspects are the things that let me know that I'm in the pool or not. Damn it. Maybe here will be a good spot. I like to stay in a spot where I only have to take a step or two at most, so I'm trying to find the proper spot for this with where the boss is and all that. Can't believe I let Gaga's pet die. Feel bad. Poor mongrel. So, and this is basically how this entire fight's going to go. At one point, there is two ads when you get a Hazuri and an altered at the same time, but basically, this is the entire thing. It's long, it's slow, but it works. So, if you want to put it in on a faster playback speed, be my guest. Say I blame you for that. I do short before it's dead take name off of it, put him back on the boss, simply because he's not putting out all that much damage with his one-hander. So I had to move a lot of lag again because he was out of the pool. Most of the, other than the cheese, most of the pools don't really matter, but the charm one does. Though, honestly, it's not a big deal if it happens to me. The when the an overseer, get onto that. When I get charmed, I just, I'm doing such slow damage that I've got plenty of time for the charm to wear off, and then re-engage once it wears off, and just make sure I'm in where I need to be. Self-positioned here. Okay, there I'm in a spot where I'm still in the pool and able to use my thing, so I'm going to go ahead and dot this thing. Talking so much, I'm forgetting to do things. Could just shut up and play it.
Hop down.
And damn it, I did step out of the pool. Stay out of the pool as I was looking at casting dots and all that. So as you can see, I've been charmed. I'm not even sure what I'm hitting. Am I hitting name or whatever? But once the charm wears off, I'll just pick up and continue fighting. He's I can see on my other tunes with the main assist target, I could see that he was targeting name. So yeah, I was standing there hitting name, but oops, and name is now targeting himself. So yeah, even if that happens, obviously I'm not going to get the stayed in the pool cheese, but it's not like the way I'm doing it, it's going to be a big deal that I was charmed. It's not going to end the event. It's not going to make me fail. It's just, it happens. All right, we got, oops, damn it, Alters and Hazuri's both up. Let's get things slowed. Right now it looks like the Altered is on my pat, on name's pat, so I'm going to put name on the Hazuri. Let's get that dead first.
Run south like Forrest Gump.
Okay, the run emote, I do not worry about doing this. It's obviously during a raid it's a big deal, but on the group it's not a big deal. So I just take that hit.
Safe to return.
Safe to return. Run south like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Recast Chaotic Blood Curse.
There's the recast for that blood curse. I'm not going to do it because the mom's almost dead. Okay, so I'm going to have to use my hand-to-hand weapons, or not hand-to-hand, but sword weapons for a lot of lag this time.
Recast Kryzad's Affliction.
Save to return.
Save to return.
Go to lag. Run south like Forrest Gump.
Do hate about this event is, like right now with name, I have a hard time of seeing where the mob is because the dragon's foot keeps landing on his head. But he is swinging his sword, so I'm not that concerned. So this gets down to about somewhere between 10 and 15%. There we go. I turn and
Save
put
to return.
name back on the boss.
Go to lag. Run south like Forrest Gump.
Takes a lot longer for it to die than I'm used to because normally I'd have my bow on it. Alright, another
Save
altered.
to return.
Save to return.
And throw a few dots on him just to get him down a little faster. It's like a lot of lag is out of the aura. Or how to get back into it. It's weird. Yeah, because I'm basically standing right on top of name and I'm still not getting the body binding aspect. Then again, Nor's Gaga, maybe that one's a single target only. I don't know. Anyway, I'm continuing along.
Recast Chaotic Blood Curse.
This time I neglected to switch name over, so let me do that.
Recast Kryzad's Affliction.
Self-firing. Refresh slow. And back to the long, slow kill. Actually, I do need to pick it up a little bit because, as you can see, the mercenaries. Well, one of them still has a decent amount of mana. The other two are getting pretty low on, not really low, but they're around 50% mana. The mob's around 50%, so that's cutting it kind of close. I just need to pay a little more attention to what I'm doing, as opposed to talking on the video, so I do more damage. It's like Name's unwavering stance was starting to wear off. His hit points had gone down a bit to 747 hit points, 747,000. So recast that back up to 800. It's because, again, why not have the extra hit points so that I don't die, or I'm less likely to die. Slowed. You know, I have one of those rare occasions where the maybe why mine has more mana, might be on strike and not doing anything. I don't know. Let's see. Healing is right up there with the other two. Actually, oh, it often does. Gaga's mercenary, which is a fungal fiend alleviator. The parser doesn't tend to pick it up as being a healer. I don't know if it thinks it's a mob because of the name or what, but
Lodo lag received tell.
and this also is I'm like I've died during it and rezzed as I was going with it. A lot of lag off tanks or not off tanks, but tanks while I re
Hot down.
Call of the Wild or
Hot down.
doing the 90% staff forbidden rights res to get name back in and keep right on going.
Lodo lag received tell.
And I'm getting tells now. The
Lodo
oh,
lag
yeah, so
received tell.
if I die, which obviously happens, there's
Lodo lag
ads
received tell.
again. Shit. Thought I was gonna die there. All right, let me get some hatred on. You know what? Oh, there we go. I don't really even care at this point if it stays on my pet. I'm having trouble getting everything slowed here as well. There we go. It's fun. And respond to a tell, do a video, and losing track what I'm doing on this. And that didn't work out so well for me, or almost didn't work out so well for me. Okay, it's down to 30% now, so I am going ahead and I got stunned. Or I guess you can't see that. The SK just started spinning around in circles because they do that sometimes when they're stunned. There we go. Getting him so that he can start hitting this thing. I am going to go ahead and do some dots just to get this done. Plus, I am also getting pretty well into it now. I'm not going to get a lot of additional ads, so I'm going to go
Resolve
ahead
is active
and
on an altered artificer.
use some of the damage SK to get these things done a little faster. Get on to the replicant. All right, and then this replicant is the last thing that
Glorious Maniac.
needs to die other than the boss.
Curse of subjugation
So
cured.
Curse of subjugation.
if it's
cured.
not a Overseer that spawns as the last ad, I'll just go ahead and let it hit on me while I end the boss, just to get things done. So this replicant may be the
Recast
last
chaotic blood
ad that I
curse.
kill. At this point, I can also put some dots on the boss.
Hot down.
Curse of subjugation cured.
Okay, so yeah, at this point I'm going ahead and doing stuff to get it over. Simply because this takes long enough as it is, and I'm sure you all are tired of listening to me. Oh, right, and there's an overseer. I still think I'll be all right just to finish this off. Well, I went with 3. I guess I should have waited at least one more ad before I started doing that. But there it is. It's done.
Recast chaotic blood curse.
Like I said,
Recast
very
cries
slow.
application.
Looks like it took about 30 minutes from the time I started recording. But it does get me through it. And even with not paying full attention to what I'm doing on the mission, because I'm talking and trying to explain how I'm doing stuff as well as trying to do it, still got through it without really too many problems, other than the one time that my ranger got out of the pool and got himself charged for a few seconds, and a few times the SK got very close to death, but managed to keep him alive. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, obviously most people watching this know who I am, but anybody who doesn't, it's a lot of lag on the Zagoni server. There you go. There's the spelling. If you want to send me a cross-server tell with any questions about what I do, how I do this stuff, I'm more than happy to answer them. I do not, just so everybody knows, I don't use any kind of cheat software, or even the what's it called? Here, because I saw it referenced, wonder what it was. I don't have it up anymore. There's a broadcaster that you press one button and it broadcasts it to multiple accounts. That's apparently not a cheat, but it's sort of cheating. I don't use any of that. It's all I have 3 screens, one for each of the characters, and I flick between screens. I use my mouse to change which screen I'm on. And the most important things that I always do, I can do with my left hand on the keyboard, so I keep my left hand on keyboard, right hand on mouse. If I, like the majority of my spells and that sort of thing that I cast most often, the way I have my spell bar set up, is all done with my left hand. As you can see, simply because I don't like doing a keybind that does one key for a whole bunch of different spells. I've got all of these they're actually on my Q key, so I just do little things that all done with the left hand, and my right hand determines which screen on the mouse determines which screen I'm looking at or focused on. So that's it. Have a great day, and hope you enjoyed it.